Hello students, a very warm welcome to all of you. Myself Patel Pravada from Param Guru Pathshala English Medium School, Sarsa. Today I am going to discuss with you the first chapter from Standard 8 Science, and that is crop production and management. Part 2. Students, in this video we will discuss numbers of topics, and the topics are fertilizers and manure, irrigation, protection from weeds, harvesting, and last one, storage. So ready students? Let's start. Students, in our previous video, we have discussed about two steps of agricultural practices, and that's our first one, preparation of soil, and the second one, sowing of seeds. Today, in this video, we will discuss the rest one of this chapter. Students, do you know what is manure and what is fertilizers? So, here is the answer. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrient for the healthy growth of plants are called manure and fertilizers. Students, such intervals of time farmers used to add fertilizers or manure into the soil to enhance the nutrients or enhance the fertility of the soil for the proper healthy growth of the plants. It is done by farmers. Let's understand in detail. Students, do you know plants get nutrients from the soil? All plants get their nutrients from the soil along with water, because these nutrients are essential for the growth of the plant. So every living organism need nutrient for their proper growth. On the other hand, continuous cultivation of crops in the field makes the soil poor in nutrient. So farmers have to add manure or fertilizers time to time to enhance the soil fertility with nutrient. Is it very simple? Plants getting nutrient from the soil, and continuous cultivation of crops makes the soil poor and less nutrient. So farmers have to add manure or fertilizers to the soil. This process is called manuring. Basically, manure is an organic substance which is made from decomposition of plants and animal wastage. Now, how farmers prepare manure? Let's understand. Farmers dump plant and animal wastage. They dump plant or animal wastage in a pit at open place and allow it to decompose by microorganisms which are lives in the soil. This microorganism decompose the dead and decaying matter or plants or animal wastage and produce manure, which is full of nutrient substances. Later on, the nutrient is taken by plant or crops by roots along with water, and they grow up healthy. On the other hand, fertilizers are the chemical substance which are rich in nutrient comparison to manure. Fertilizers are more rich in nutrient comparison to manure. You should remember that point. Fertilizers are more nutrient comparison to manure. What is manure? You have know that manure means the fertilizer which is made by farmers from the animal and plant wastage. But fertilizers is the chemical product which is made in the factories. Fertilizers is a chemical substance which is rich in nutrient comparison to manure. It is produced in the factories. Such fertilizers are urea, ammonium, sulfate, NPK, potash, etc. There are lots of fertilizers which is made in the factories. But one thing should farmers remember, and that is excessive use of fertilizers. Remember, excessive use of fertilizers is not good for the soil fertility. Every farmer should know that point, that excessive use of fertilizers is not good for the soil fertility. It is also made the water polluted. Excessive use of chemical fertilizers made the water polluted. So what is the other safe option to enhance the soil fertility? Let's talk about crop rotation. Yes, crop rotation is the natural process to keep soil fertility remain. It is the another method, or you can say it is the natural method, natural way to enhance the soil fertility. The soil with nutrient without adding fertilizers or manure. This is the option which can enhance the soil fertility without adding fertilizers or manure. In this method, farmers growing plant alternately. They can grow plants alternately. In option of this, farmers can cultivate pulses plant. Remember, pulses plant, or it can say leguminous plant. Pulses plant is also called leguminous plant, you know that. So farmers can grow up cultivated in the field pulses plant or leguminous plant in one season, and then wheat or another crops in the next season. This method help enhance the soil fertility with nitrogen. As we know that a bacteria called rhizobium, remember, rhizobium are present in the root nodules of leguminous plant, and this rhizobium can fix gaseous nitrogen from the air to take and fix into the soil, which plant cannot do. So nitrogen captured to the soil by the bacteria rhizobium, and rhizobium make this gaseous nitrogen into soluble form of nitrogen, which is remain in the soil, and later on plants take this nitrogen along with water. Students, so we know that fertilizers and manure, they both enhance the nutrients of the soil. They both enhance the fertility of the soil, but they have quite differences between them. Here is the differences between fertilizers and manure for you. You can see in the slide. Now, as we know that manure has some advantages, and manure is better comparison to fertilizers. So what are the advantages? So students, by this all our discussion, we can say manure has the more advantages comparison to fertilizers. Remember that manure has the more advantages comparison to fertilizers. There are some reason for this statement. We have the reason for this statement, and the reasons are: first one, it enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. Means manure have the capacity to water holding capacity enhanced in the soil. Second one, it makes the soil porous, so exchange of gases becomes easy. Manure makes the soil porous, and so the exchange of gases become very easy. It increases the numbers of microbes in the soil, which are we know that they are the friends of the farmer. Microbes are the friends of the farmer, and manure increase the number of microbes in the soil. Fourth one, it improves the texture of the soil. So manure has the some advantages we talk about. Now our next point is irrigation. Students, we all know that all living needs water, whatever it is plant or animals. Plant absorb water by roots. Along with water, plants absorb minerals and fertilizers. We also know that for the germination of seeds, the first thing which is needed, that is water. Another thing is that plants contain nearly 90% water. Remember, nearly 90% water. So the point is that plants need water regularly. Now, the process is in which supply of water to crops done by farmers at regular intervals of time is called irrigation. A process in which supply of water to the crops, which is done by, of course, farmers in regular interval of time, is called irrigation. So it is a very important step to supply water to the crops, because water is very important substance which need by the plants. But the thing is that the time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil, and season to season. Now the question is that from where water are supplied to the crops? So the answer is the various water bodies. The various water bodies are the sources of irrigation, and the sources are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams, and canals. There are two methods of irrigation: traditional method and modern method. Traditional method of irrigation and modern method of irrigation. So let's talk in detail. Traditional method of irrigation. By this method, water from water bodies lifted up and taking it to the field. Sometimes cattle or human labor is also used for this process. It is a cheaper process but less efficient. It is not efficient to fulfill the water requirement of all the plants. The various traditional ways are moat, chain pump, dheki, rahat, etc. Now, our next point is modern method of irrigation. Modern method of irrigation. There are two systems in your chapter of modern method of irrigation, and which are help us to water use economically. In this method, which is a modern method of irrigation, it helps us to use the water economically. And there are two systems, that is sprinkler system and drip system. Sprinkler system, this system is useful for uneven land. This is useful for uneven land. The perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzle on top are joined to the main pipeline, and at regular intervals in this system water is allowed to flow under pressure with the help of a pump. Then water escapes from rotating nozzle, then it gets fall on the crop as it is raining. Our next point is drip irrigation, drip system. In this system, water falls at the position of the roots, drop by drops. So it is the main point for this system, that is water supply drop by drop. That is why it is called drip system. Basically, it is the best technique, as by this process water is not wasted at all. By this process water is not wasted at all, because in this process water supply drop by drop at the root point of the plant. So there is no chances to wastage of water. Students, do you know about weeds? Yes. Weeds are the unwanted plants which may grow up naturally along with the crop. It is grow along with the crop by naturally, not intensely. So the undesirable plant are called weeds. They are undesirable, so they are called weeds. The another thing is that weeding. Now what is weeding? The removal of weeds, which are the undesirable plants, weeds. So the removal of weeds is called weeding. It is very necessary to remove the weeds, as weeds compete with the crop plant for water, nutrient, space and sunlight. It is very important to remove weeds from the field which is grow up along with the crop plant, because they may compete to the crop plant, which are the main plant for water, nutrient, space and of course for sunlight. Sometimes weeds may be poisonous for animals or human beings. There are list of way which is done by farmer to remove the weeds, and they are, first one is tilling or plowing before sowing seed. We have talked about the tilling and plowing process. So tilling or plowing before sowing seed help the uprooting the weeds and killing the weeds. Weeds are also controlled by using certain chemicals. This is the second way to remove the weeds, and that is adding to get the help of chemicals. So weeds are also controlled by using certain chemicals. The chemicals are called weedicide. They are called weedicides. So the chemicals which remove weeds, they are called weedicide. For example, 2,4-D. This sprayed in the field to kill the weeds. Weedicide do not damage the crop. It is a very important point that weedicide do not damage the crop at all. It is diluted with water and then sprayed on the crops. It is necessary to take care when spraying the weedicide on crops by the farmers. Farmers should take care when they spraying the weedicide on the crops to damage the weeds. Now our next point is harvesting. So what is harvesting? Cutting of crop after mature of crop is called harvesting. That means when crops going to be mature, then it's time to cut it down. So cutting of crops after mature is called harvesting. In India, it is done by manually. Especially in India, it is done by manually by sickle or nowadays by machine called harvester. After harvesting, grain seeds need to be separated from the chaff. This process is called threshing. So, the process in which grain seed separated, this process is called threshing, which is done by nowadays machine called combine machine, which is called combine machine. So, some farmer separated the grain from the chaff by the process of combine machine. Our next point is storage. Students, storage is an important process as other step. As if farmers want to keep the grain longer time, they should be safe from moisture, insect, rats and microorganisms. So it is very important to store the crops safely. Farmer stores grain in jute bags or metallic bins. However, large-scale storage grains is done in silo and granaries to protect from pests like rat and insect. Dried neem is also used for storage the grain, but it is used at home only. Dried neem. Our last point is animal husbandry. Students, like plants, animal also provide us food. You know that we take milk, egg, meat. They are all animal product, which is we get from the animal. So when animal reared at home or in a farm, in a large scale, remember that in a large scale is called animal husbandry. So students, here we finish our chapter of crop protection and management, and I hope you understand. Thank you.